Cooper Archer here. It's no secret that people all around the globe enjoy the company of their furry friends. They love to spend time with them, take care of them, and make their every wish come true. Most of the people will do anything for their beloved pets, even if that includes traveling across the country to get them, as did the hero of today's story. A man named Mike Enders decided to travel from his home in San Francisco to a shelter in Palm Springs to save a three-legged kitty from being euthanized. And by doing so, he almost risked his marriage. Here's his story. One day as Mike was on his phone, he stumbled upon a picture of an adorable three-legged feline named Zorro. The post said that Zorro had to be out of the shelter that same day because the shelter was euthanizing their cats. As he was staring at Zorro's photo, something in Mike changed. He said, "This is going to sound crazy," but his eyes were like, "Mike, come and get me." At that moment, Mike made up his mind. He would get that cat. He immediately went to look up where the shelter was and found out that it was in Palm Springs, almost 500 miles away from his home in San Francisco. For a moment, he was second-guessing his decision and thought that maybe he was crazy and a bit too dramatic. But in the very next moment, he was adjusting his seatbelt and getting ready for an 8-hour-long trip. He left early in the morning around 7 a.m., and by the time he reached the shelter, it was dark. He took Zorro, simply turned his car around, and drove back to San Francisco. When they finally got home, it was 3 a.m. This means that Mike spent almost 20 hours in the car just to save Zorro. Mike's original plan was to foster him until someone decided to offer him a forever home. As often happens, he fell head over heels for him and realized he wanted to keep him for himself. Mike and his husband already shared their lives with 2 adult cats, so the realization that Mike had brought a new kitty stirred up some drama in their feline-filled home. Mike's husband, adamant about not having a third cat, informed Mike that Zorro couldn't stay with them forever. So to protect the peace in his home and keep his husband happy, Mike reluctantly shared a post online announcing that Zorro was available for adoption, while secretly hoping no one would respond. His husband kept reminding him about his opinion on having Zorro in their family. After the 4th time of expressing how he wasn't open to the possibility of having 3 cats, Mike just went silent, because deep down he knew Zorro wasn't going anywhere. Luckily, his husband had a change of heart. Mike's husband found himself gradually warming up to the lovely newcomer. According to Mike, his partner and Zorro had a moment one day when they finally started to bond. From that day on, they started spending more time together and even sleeping next to each other. There was no doubt Zorro had finally found his forever home right next to Mike, his husband, and their 2 cats. All's well that ends well, right? I think you can agree that love for animals truly knows no limits. Cooper Marchie here. Ciao.